I like that.
With the 10th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the Chicago Bears select Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State University.
Another weapon for Caleb, the 2024 Mackey Award winner for the nation's top tight end. He had 104 catches, which is a Penn State school record.
Yeah, listen, I know I said for the Prince earlier, he's going to be judged by how much they win at this point in his career. Caleb is going to be judged by looking awesome this year. So he needs to wow, and I think they are setting him up to wow. I think that Keenan Allen last year was a bit of a disappointment, so I don't think they had the, three great wide receiver weapons. He maybe aged out of it a bit. But DJ Moore's still really good. Odunze should be really good. And Tyler Warren, being able to line him up in a bunch of places. I think that you saw Ben Johnson, Bruce saw what Sam Laporta helped unlock there. And I think he's a better player than Laporta, clearly, and more versatile. If it falls like this and Ginty's not there, which I don't think he will be, I think Tyler Warren would be great for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I love this pick. Not only is he a great receiver, but can block. And, I mean, if Caleb doesn't look great, something's really wrong, because I think he's got the weapons. The receivers, obviously now Warren, and even DeAndre Swift still at the running back.
If Caleb doesn't look good this year, he just won't be the quarterback after the season, right? I mean,
Yeah.
That's simple. Like, they're putting everything in place for him. Warren is an incredible prospect. A tight end is unguardable in the NFL. We see it each and every year. He's one of those guys. He catches everything. Watch his Penn State tape. Anything thrown to him is being caught.
And I think there was a little overthinking at this, where late in the draft process, people were like, is Colston Loveland actually the #1 tight end? I do not think that. I think it's Tyler Warren.
Okay. We're at number 11.
Ooh, Bruce team.
49ers, see what they do for Brock here.
They got we'll see.
With the 11th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the San Francisco 49ers select Walter Nolen, defensive lineman, University of Mississippi.
6'4", 296, Jeff, 2024 consensus All-American, only missed 2 tackles all last year.
I'm surprised his name had not been higher in a lot of mock drafts until this last week. It feels like he's sort of popping back up here. Look, part of the draft is you have to project talent to the NFL, right? And when you watch his tape, you can see that projection happening. Look, is the production, was it always great? No, not always. But you can see the explosive nature, the way he plays, the way he uses his hands, the way he's able to move. And I do think being one of the 5-star recruits does help in this process, because they know that base of athleticism and power, just natural gifted ability, is translating to the NFL.
#2 kid in his high school class behind Travis Hunter. I care about that
Loves
a lot.
high school.
I do. I care about on draft
Nick
day.
cares about that more than anybody.
Bad news about Cam Ward.
I care. I know. I know. I like that a lot. I also brew. The Niners were at their best defensively under Saleh, who's back, with DeForest Buckner. You know what I mean? At D tackle, and that defensive line has kind of been eviscerated by age and free agency and moving on from guys. This would be a huge need. I know it wouldn't help Brock, but I think they need it.
No, they definitely need it. That defense, it wasn't as good last year as it's supposed to be. And I think with Saleh in this pick, and then those young guys that played last year, getting more experience last year, even though they lost games, they'll be better on that end.
This is also probably, to be fair, the ceiling for where he could be picked.
Correct.
With the floor being, I saw some mocks him being available for my Chiefs at 31.
Wow.
I would be over the moon about
be
that.
A fantastic.
But I think this is about the ceiling. But I'm super high on this player.
Okay, let's see what the Cowboys are up to. Jerry promised some trades.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, with the 12th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the Dallas Cowboys select Tetairoa McMillan, wide receiver, University of Arizona.
So I like Ted a lot. I flirted with Ted to the Patriots a little bit. 3,400 career receiving yards at Arizona. Forced 29 missed tackles, so he's hard to get down.
Look, I like Ted a lot. I think it'll be a great compliment for CD. But you guys know I said I wanted them to go with I'd like to see a running back there. I don't think, look, Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, as high as I used to be on him, neither of those guys has averaged even 4 yards a carry the last 2 years. I like Amari and Hampton here. I like Amari and Hampton here from North Carolina, but if they go with Ted is good. His size, and yeah, it's a great pick, but I would have went with the running back.
If they are going to go with a wide receiver, the reason I think Tet makes sense for them is because a lot of the other wide receivers are guys who are best in the slot, where CeeDee Lamb is at his best. Right. Tet is a true outside receiver and would fit for them.
The pairing makes more sense than taking a Golden or a Booker or someone else.
Okay. Let's see what the Dolphins are up to, picking at 13.
Another team that needs a little bit of everything.
With the 13th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the Miami Dolphins select Jahdae Barron, cornerback, University of Texas.
Okay, so Anthony Weaver gets a versatile player for his defense. Dolphins defense not bad last year, fourth fewest yards, didn't translate to a ton of wins. Thorpe Award winner, and he's fast too, under 4.4. Nick, this feels like a telegraph that the Dolphins are also done with Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are done with Jalen Ramsey, and if they are going to go corner, the question is, do you value Barron's tape this year more than Will Johnson's tape a year ago? Because Will Johnson, after the previous season, was a top 10 pick who was clearly cornerback one in this class. He then dealt with injuries, wasn't as strong this year, and he jumped up. Either way, I think you have a really strong player, but I think the Dolphins, Jeff, owe it to the team to make some high-level investments on defense. And so I think Tyreek Hill could be gone as well. I think taking a wide receiver when you have Waddle there already wouldn't make sense. They've got to upgrade that secondary.
I like this pick. His athletic profile, and this is the reason why we do all the testing, is to just sort of match to what we see for guys who have had success. His athletic profile matches that of an elite defensive back in the NFL.
Yeah. And I also think the Dolphins need some blue chippers that they feel like right now, as far as guys under 30, like who are the blue chippers on the Dolphins roster? Jalen Waddle, and that's it. Like Tyreek Hill is, but he is older, doesn't seem to want to be there, and has some real off-the-field issues going on right now. Like they need a guy that you feel like you can rely on for a while. I think this is that player.
Okay, Colts picking at 14.
With the 14th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the Indianapolis Colts select Colston Loveland, tight end, University of Michigan.
Okay, get a Wolverine headed to Indianapolis. Brew, as you like to say, your daughter went to Michigan.
One of my daughters went to Michigan, so I love this.
56 catches, school record by a tight end in Michigan, 1,200 receiving yards over the last 2 years, headed to the Colts.
Yeah, I think clearly Tyler Warren was the best tight end, but this guy is good. He's more, he plays it, he's like a receiver, a little more of a receiver, right? Not going to be a great blocker. I think can be adequate, which will be important with Jonathan Taylor there. But I think, look, tight end is protection. And for Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, whichever one is playing the position, I think this will help him. It's a good pick because I think it'll help him.
I think Shane Steichen will find the best way to use him. He's a premium pass catcher. I watched him. He tore up Oregon. And remember last year, Michigan guys, they couldn't complete forward passes. So for him to even get yards and catches, knowing that he was basically their only option, is super impressive. Because when we watched that film, he was the only guy they had. He was the 1A for this offense, and he was able to contribute anyway.
Yeah, and I think this draft tonight is going to be a good reminder as to why Michigan won the national championship 2 years ago. Through this mock, we've already had 2 Michigan guys go off the board. The highest player, consensus big board player left is another Michigan guy in Will Johnson. He might, be off the board quickly. Kenneth Grant, the big D tackle, I feel like Jim Harbaugh is hoping. Let him be available for me with the Chargers. But I think you could see 4 Michigan players taken tonight in round 1. We've already seen 2 in this one.
I always think it's a little bit weird draft night. Like, Colston, are you excited to catch passes from whoever may be throwing them?
Are the Colts a dark horse Shedeur Sanders team?
Ooh.
Like the Falcons last year, right? Like we just sort of didn't expect that. What if they love Shedeur Sanders? He's there at 14. Are they considering that? Looking at Richardson's like on the outs, Daniel Jones is what he is.
That to me would be a ban. I don't think they're ready to full-on give up on Anthony Richardson.
Right. I mean, brought in Daniel Jones and paid him to be the starter, and they're coming out and saying like their owner's deciding who's going to play quarterback.
Just how about from a guy who can't complete passes
Picks in
to someone that does? Falcons on the board.
With the 15th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the Atlanta Falcons select Jihaad Campbell, linebacker, University of Alabama.
I like this too. 2024 first team All SEC. Geoff, 117 tackles, 8th most in Bama history. 4.52 at the combine.
It's a big fella, 6'3", 240. Probably slimmed down a tiny bit to run at the combine too. I'm glad you showed this film because he wrecked this game. He's a 3-down linebacker. He's probably one of the best off-the-ball linebackers that we've had in years to come out. He's got to work on a little bit of just sort of honing his instincts as a linebacker, but his ability to make plays is all over the film. And the Falcons just need better guys on defense.
Yeah.
Like, they just need better players on defense.
It feels like it has been 15 years since the Falcons have had a truly impactful front seven defensive player. Like, I'm thinking back to, like, Grady Jarrett, and that was even longer ago. They've had some good folks in the secondary. They might right now have the best safety in the league in Jesse Bates. Obviously, A.J. Terrell's good. But their total inability to get pressure on the quarterback, and I understand he's not an edge rusher. A lot of the highlights show him getting the quarterback. But like you said, an off-ball 3-down linebacker can do everything, has really hurt them. I thought last year they had to spend their first pick on defense. Instead, they ended up taking a quarterback. Now, that ended up being prescient because they knew the guy they gave $90 million to was cooked. But this year, it has to be defense for Atlanta. I think being able to take the best linebacker, true linebacker in the class makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Number 16. The Arizona Cardinals, who might be sneaky good next year.
Really?
No.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Well, let's see this pick.
With the 16th pick in Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 3.0, the Arizona Cardinals select Will Johnson, cornerback, University of Michigan.
A lot of Wolverines going 6'2", 194. He was the defensive MVP of the national championship game. Last 2 years, no touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he was injured with some turf toe.
Yeah, sorry, I guess I kind of tipped this pick, which I really shouldn't do since it's my mock draft. I know all 32 of them. When I said it's the best player available, should be coming off the board soon. My pessimism about the Cardinals is because of my pessimism about Kyler's ability to make it through a full season playing at a high level. But they think they have their quarterback. They think I think know they have their wide receiver one. They have spent high draft picks on their offensive line. They need to get some impact players on defense, Jeff. I feel like Will Johnson is my favorite second defensive back in this draft. I think that the bad film or mediocre film from last year truly can just be chalked up to the turf toe, and so I think this would be a great pick for them. I
mean, I think you're right about he would have been last year. This would have been viewed as like a supreme value to have him at 16. And look, his film is what it is, and he got hurt last year. He seems to be healthy. He did a pro day a couple weeks ago, and teams like what they saw. And again, look, to the point that we're making about a lot of these teams, they just need better football players.
Yes.
Yeah. And some on offense, some on defense. Like, I know it sounds silly to say, but this is the point of the first round, right? And he makes the team better on defense, and they need it.
I do wonder if they might go running back. I know they have James Conner. I know he had an excellent year last year. That doesn't necessarily feel super sustainable. And so I do wonder if they really love a Marion Hampton or Travion Henderson, if they go running back. But they have a defensive-minded head coach. They need better players.
They need help over there. So, and Conner is just productive.
Yeah, you like him.
Conner.
You not unlike Javonte Williams. You've publicly talked about that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.